Good morning. It is Cherie with the Sacred Feminine, and I am going to do a 1 year plus update on everything that I have been doing in the last year plus to earn extra income. Let's start with Redbubble. This is my store on Redbubble, Snarkastic Designs, where what you're really thinking. And I have 278 designs on here. I have been on here since March of last year. So it's been a year on Redbubble. So let's see how I've done. I have not made any money on Redbubble at all. I have not sold not even one shirt. We are now looking at TeePublic. I have 3 shops in TeePublic, and we're going to look at the first one. I've sold one item on this account, and that was a design that my husband made for his t-shirt shop that he hasn't started yet. So we ran his design through my store so that his friend from work could buy his t-shirt. I made $1 on that one t-shirt in TeePublic. All right, so now we're going to look at one of the other stores. Actually, let's view it. This is Snarkastic Designs on TeePublic. Now let's go to a different account. This is now my Sacred Feminine t-shirt shop, which I have sold absolutely nothing in a year. It is a Cherie store, so let's check that out. This is my Cherie store for the Sacred Feminine. It has sold absolutely nothing. Let's check out another store. And this is my Meat Movement account to go with my Meat Movement channel on YouTube, which I started, I don't even know when I started this. It was a few months ago when I started the Meat Movement. So it would have been at the end of October, very 1st of November of 2025. Sold nothing yet. Okay, let's look at the Cherie store. This is my Meat Movement Cherie store. Not too many things in here yet, but again, no sales whatsoever. So with TeePublic, I have 3 different accounts. I've sold one shirt for my husband, and I've made $1 in a year. We are now looking at my Amazon Merch on Demand payments. And if you total this all up, I have made $47.37, which isn't actually accurate because more than half of what I've sold on Amazon has been to myself. I buy my own shirts. This is one of the shirts. It's well used already. I have 2 of these because the first one I ordered was a large woman's, and I needed to go to an extra large woman's. And then I've got all of these that are large men's because men just fits me better. Someone said if you order 10 of your own shirts, you'll get moved up to the next tier, which turned out to not be true. So I ordered 10 shirts for no reason. It didn't help at all. So what you see here is so far from accurate, it's almost ridiculous. Shirts that I bought for myself. This one here, 32.64. That would have been the 10 4th of July shirts that I bought for myself because my husband said he was watching a show and a guy said, buy 10 of your own shirts and you will move up a tier. And if you don't know anything about Amazon Merch on Demand, you start on a tier 10, which means you can only have 10 things for sale at any one time. And you want to move up to the next level. We were told buy 10 of your own shirts and you will move up. Well, it did not work. I did not move up to the next tier. I'm still stuck in tier 10, and it has been really close to a year, if not a year later. Let's see, my first shirt, that white one, was in March. So yeah, it's been a year. It's been a year of doing Merch on Demand, and it's not working out. Now, I don't remember what I bought in October. Oh, that was the Meanie Head shirt. Okay. But also in Halloween, I sold definitely some shirts at that point. I think I sold 12, which, whoo, that's so much, right? But 4 of them got returned after Halloween, so that left me with 8. Unfortunately, I was also hearing that when you first put a shirt up, don't make any profit on it. That way you could start selling it, and then when you get enough sales in, then start making it so you get profit. So I did not make any profit off of those shirts. Very sad, right? Here is my dashboard for Amazon Merch on Demand. And it's saying all time I've sold 23 shirts and I made $45.12, which I added up the invoices. It said $47.37, so I have no idea why the two different numbers. It's also saying 29 and then a -6, so maybe I sold 29 shirts total and 6 of them got returned. So let's see. I had 1 shirt, 2 shirt, 10 shirts, 12, 13, 14. So I have purchased 14 for myself. I believe that's the correct number. And the rest was other people. So yeah, about half the shirts I bought for myself. The most sales I made was on Halloween, and none of those had any profit attached to them whatsoever because I was trying to do what people were saying. Don't make any profit. Wait till you sell this many shirts and then start adding in profit. So those few that I sold for Halloween, 0 profit on those. We are now looking at my KDP account through Amazon, my gratitude journals, my Sacred Feminine journal, and book that I haven't quite finished yet. And it looks like it goes back to April of 2025 is when I first started. And I have not sold anything there yet either. All right, you're now looking at my Poshmark closet. I have sold some stuff in Poshmark. I have right now currently 211 listings. Let's look at how I've done with Poshmark. Let's go to my sales. These are things that I have sold on Poshmark. And if you add it all up, it adds up to $317.39. Let's go into my sales report. Nope, that's not what I want. My balance, redemption history. There we go. These are deposits directly into my bank. Very first one, I wasn't sure about that, so I did it by check. So yes, I have made a little money on Poshmark, but very little, and I have been doing Poshmark for a long time. As you can see, I've been on Poshmark since October of 2024. $317.39 since October of 2024. It does seem like Poshmark of everything that I'm doing has worked out the best, but I've quit putting effort into it for months now. And my reasoning behind that is that to do Poshmark, you have to go out and thrift clothes constantly. And I don't drive. And if I'm doing that, I have to drag my husband along because he is my driver. He's my chauffeur. That's not fair to him to have to drag him off to thrift stores every week so that I can run this business. I also, because I don't drive, have to get a ride from my husband to the post office to be able to mail things. This is not going to work long term. So I've just kind of quit putting effort into it. Sad, because it's the only thing that's actually worked. So here it is, my Sacred Feminine website. I think I got this at least a year ago or so. I don't remember the exact time frame for this, but I needed to get a domain name to be able to do my Cherie store, and I also wanted to do blogging, and I wanted to sell Sacred Feminine jewelry and other things that I may create in the future, and I just thought it would be smart to get my domain name and start a website and all that fun stuff. And I actually did start blogging, but again, this is going absolutely nowhere. This is not doing anything. I do have a couple of people who have read my stuff, but for the most part, I am picked the wrong thing. I'm with GoDaddy. I don't know. And I just don't know enough about this to make this work. And I've just lost motivation and I've quit blogging. I mean, I started well, it looks like August of 24, right? And then I finished February 4. I haven't done anything since. So, yeah, I don't know. Not good. And now we are at Facebook, which I have started and stopped and started and stopped so many times I can't even count anymore. I'm just not a huge fan of social media, so but everyone's saying you got to do this and that and the other thing to increase your business. So I got back into it. And the funny thing was, is I just started friending all these ones that say add friends. Anybody and everyone that showed up, I just started doing add friend, thinking that that would help to increase business to other stuff. And I ended up with like 1,100, 1,200 friends in no time. I didn't know any of those people though. And the thing was, is I wanted to start kind of advertising my other stuff. So my YouTube stuff, anything I was doing on YouTube, I thought maybe I could do ads, my gratitude journals, my t-shirts, everything that I was doing. I put it on Facebook trying to increase stuff to other channels, my blog, everything. I put it all on Facebook trying to increase my traffic. I even turned my YouTube page, or not YouTube, excuse me, Facebook into a business account thinking that that would be what needed to be done. So yes, I started this. I went to a business thing so you could look at your business dashboard. I started, whoops, I didn't want to do that. Let me get back in there. I started 2 groups, the Meat Movement group and a Gathering of Crones to go with the Sacred Feminine. I have 19 members in there. We don't really do anything with this group though. Nobody adds anything to it, which is not exactly what I wanted to do, but that's the way it worked out. The Meat Movement, going with the Meat Movement channel, 20 members. Again, it's not really getting used for anything. I'm basically the only one posting pictures of what you're eating and a few things here and there. Obviously I don't know how to run a group because I'm not getting any traction with it. I got to a point with Facebook where I was just fed up, I guess, demotivated. I don't know. I went through and I erased everybody that I don't know, that I don't talk to anymore. I mean, I just erased everybody. I got it down to just a couple of people who I actually interact with all the time, or like my nephew who we don't hardly talk, but he's still very important to me. So just like that, that's all I do. And because it just wasn't working. It wasn't working trying to make my own ads and all that stuff. And I wasn't going to pay for ads. I've already spent enough money trying to make something work. And I just don't want to spend any more until I see something that I'm doing start to work. And also, this wasn't good for my marriage. My husband got really upset because I was constantly on social media now. And I don't blame him. I hate it when he does that. So yeah, it's just, I gave up. I gave up with Facebook. I'm about to give up on my groups because I just don't know what to do to make them do anything of value for anybody. Before I move on to what I've been doing for over 6 years to try to earn an income, let me touch on a couple of things that I've tried and quit already. Pinterest. I heard that Pinterest was a way to help drive traffic. So I started Pinterest and I started putting my t-shirts on Pinterest and I put my daily morning messages from my YouTube channel, The Sacred Feminine, I put that on Pinterest and it didn't help. It didn't do anything. It just didn't help. I've never used Pinterest. That could be the problem. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just got tired of doing so much work all the time, every day. So I just got rid of Pinterest. Instagram, I had that for a minute. I'd never have used Instagram before. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just gave up on that. I did TikTok for a minute. I don't do anything with TikTok. I don't look at TikTok ever. That stuff made no sense to me whatsoever. So yeah, I got out of there pretty darn quick. I did Craigslist. My husband does OfferUp, and I was doing Facebook Marketplace, trying to sell the clothing there too, because, well, not on OfferUp, sorry. Let me not confuse you. Just Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace was for me to try to get rid of some of those clothes that I've spent a lot of money on thinking I was going to do Poshmark. That didn't work either. My husband does OfferUp for some of the other things that we have around the house that we just need to get rid of. That doesn't work so well either. So those are some of the things that I have tried to do, and I was just working so hard every day trying to make all this stuff work, try to get it to all work together. Learning how to make t-shirt designs. I've signed up with Canva. I've got ChatGPT. What else? I don't know, just all kinds of things that I'm doing to try to learn how to do all this stuff. And I've spent some money trying to figure this out. I have not gotten that money back yet, and that's really annoying. And that brings us to YouTube. I have been on my YouTube journey since February 10 of 2020, over 6 years. I started YouTube with an idea that I was going to show a journey from where I was at that point in time to a great place I was heading towards. I wanted to lose weight, get in shape, dress better, feel better, not be so depressed, not be so alone. All kinds of things were happening in 2020. And I just wanted to show the whole journey because I was watching all kinds of stuff, all kinds of self-help on YouTube, and everyone was showing when they got there, but they never showed the journey of how they got there. And that's what I wanted to do. Show the journey of how you go from a very depressed place and unhealthy to a really great place. That was what I wanted to do. I tried many different channels, many different channel names. At one point, I had 3 channels going at the same time. I was watching all the videos about how to, be successful on YouTube. I kept doing everything they were saying. I just was constantly changing what I was doing, trying to make something land somewhere. I started watching other people's stuff, things that I was interested in, things that I thought maybe I could also do. The people who were getting lots and lots of views and had lots and lots of subscribers, and you knew that they were monetized, I started trying to do what they were doing. There was the dance videos, the playing instrument videos, the product reviews, the trying the castor oil thing, just all the stupid things. So many different things that I tried. Clothing videos, turning my clothes into costumes. It was just an ongoing list and trial of trying to figure out how to make my channel pop off like these other people's channels were popping off. I tried the housework and the cooking and the rearranging of the house and the organizing. And I love to organize. But what I discovered in trying to make those kinds of videos, you have to continually be organizing to keep going with that. You have to continually be buying things to organize with. Same thing with clothing videos. If you're going to do clothing videos, you have to keep buying clothes. If you're going to do product reviews, you have to keep buying products. If you're going to do traveling stuff, you have to keep traveling. Whatever it is that you're doing, you have to be able to keep that going week after week, month after month, year after year. And for me, none of that stuff would have ever been able to keep going. So yes, on YouTube for the last 6+ years, I have had multiple channels. I have done thousands of videos, longs and shorts. I have put a lot into it, but I've never been able to find my niche, my topic, that thing that I can keep doing. And in fact, every time I've changed my ideas, my channel name, the direction I thought I was going to go, I'd go back and I'd erase all my old videos. Then I found out that that was a really dumb thing to do because I didn't have that back library to pull from. Although it may not really matter now, and I will get to that when I talk about my number 1 channel. But let's look at the channel that I just made last year at the beginning of November. So it's been around for 5 months? Welcome to the Meat Movement channel. stronger and healthier with every bite. This again, same premise as before. Look at where I am and watch where I'm going. Has not exactly worked out the way I had hoped. It's been about 5 months now, and yes, I have lost weight. Yes, we now get out once or twice a week and we go do fun stuff. And that is a part of getting healthier. You get out, you play, you get happier. That makes you healthier, right? Anyways, that's what I'm thinking. But I don't think most of my people who signed on for carnivore are at all interested in what I'm doing going out and about. So might be a big mistake for this channel because it started out really strong. I was gaining subscribers really fast. I had a whole lot of people commenting all the time. And now it's just creeping along. I'm at 228 with 98 videos, creeping along. So I'm not quite ready to give up with this yet, although I have given up with a lot of the things that I was doing to have a carnivore channel. I was keeping track of everything I was eating, taking my weight every single day, looking at my Fitbit all the time to see how everything was coinciding. I mean, I was doing so much research and stuff to try to make this channel more informational, but that just took so much time, and I got a lot of pushback that I was doing a lot of things wrong, and it discouraged me, so I quit doing it. I don't know. Another thing for me that makes it really hard to stay focused on all of this, besides the fact that I'm not really getting anywhere, and in 6+ years, I've never been monetized on YouTube, and I'm not making any money with t-shirt sales, and Poshmark is just creeping along, and I'm not putting any effort into it anymore because I know I can't do it for the rest of my life. Just because I don't drive, I've messed myself up in that way. But another thing is that everything I'm doing, except for getting out on the weekend to go have some fun, everything is a sit-down job. And part of the meat movement, trying to get healthy, is I know I've got to find a way to start moving. At 63 years old, I can feel the muscle disappearing, it seems like. I'm just getting weaker and weaker because, especially this last year, when I started t-shirts and blogging and everything else that kept me right here at this desk, I'm not moving anymore. And I am losing muscle way too fast. So starting to get rid of some of this stuff to maybe get myself up away from this desk seems like the right choice. Thinking about getting rid of all of this, though, especially after how much work, how many hours, hundreds of hours I have put in this last year alone to try to make something happen, it's hard to want to give it all up. And then on top of that, then what am I going to do? I don't have children to watch anymore. I don't have grandkids to watch anymore. I don't have any animals to take care of anymore. I don't work out in my yard very much anymore. If I give up this, then what? What else can I pour myself into? It just seems like there's nothing else except for cleaning my house all day long. No, thank you. Welcome to the Sacred Feminine channel, Marriage, Money, Mindset, Reclaiming Your Power After 60. This is my main gig right here. 620 subscribers, 454 videos. Just a couple weeks ago, I had like 624 subscribers. This channel is falling off, which makes me sad. For a while, 272 days actually, I had daily morning messages. And when YouTube changed the way it looked at stuff and started going after everyone who did AI content, I went from having hundreds and 1,000 or so views on my daily morning messages to single-digit views, as you can see here. I've already done a video on this if you want to check that out. And I thought that this was going to save me. I didn't know what I was going to do with my channel. So I just made all of these, 272 of these. I did them by hand on Canva, and I scheduled them every month to just go in at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was hearing from other YouTubers that by just doing a daily little video, it would save your channel. And I thought, great, I'll do this until I figure out what I'm going to do with my channel. Right now, my most popular video is space saving hangers, 32,000 views. I did it 3 years ago. Next one is my Costco freezer review, 6,500 views from a year ago. But I can't do product reviews because I'm not going to buy products every week to review. It's just not going to happen. So there's what I've been doing for the last 6.5 years. And in the last year has been the most intense because I started so many different things all at once, and I really messed myself up with that one. But now I'm sitting here wondering, what am I going to do? How am I going to move forward? Nothing has worked in a year. Is that long enough to judge it? YouTube, 6+ years. Is that long enough to judge whether I should stay or go? I'm not really sure. Earlier, I said that when I was erasing all of my old videos, every time I changed my mind that it was a bad thing to do, here I am thinking about it again. I have this space-saving hanger review, 32,000 views. Not sure how many people have subscribed because of that. Let me look. I've gotten 5 subscribers because of this one. Let's check the other product one that's pretty popular. 17 subscribers because of this one. Wow, I didn't even know that. And look, 2 people watched in the last 48 hours. I've been thinking about erasing my product reviews. I'm not going to be doing them in the future because I just don't buy products often enough to do that. So why would I want to do that to someone? They subscribe because they want to watch product reviews, and then they come back on my channel and I'm doing marriage and relationship stuff. It doesn't seem right, you know? But I don't know, only 22 people have subscribed because of those 2 out of the 600 and something people who are subscribed. So I've never actually done any really in-depth research into what people are subscribing to. Maybe I should do that before I make a final decision. That might be the smart thing to do, right? My intention 6+ years ago was to show a journey of a woman who was in a really bad place, making her life better. Yes, my life is better, but it's not where I wanted to be at this point, not 6+ years later. Also, all the stuff that I've been doing in the last year to try to create an income, all these different streams, all these different side hustles. I really wanted to show people how to do that. But again, I have not succeeded yet. And now with YouTube changing the game and making it so that my main channel is only getting single-digit views now, I don't know exactly what to do next. And now with this other thing going on with YouTube and Meta, who knows what's going to happen next? It's just kind of a crazy time. I am really starting to believe that one of my biggest issues is the fact that I am chasing money. And whatever you're chasing is running away from you, right? You can't chase it unless it's running. And I am definitely chasing money. I have not had my own income since about 2009. And I would really like to have my own income again. And that is why I'm doing all of this. I don't drive. I live, the closest convenience store to my house is 5 miles from here. I'm not going to walk there. I mean, everything. We're out in the country. There's not a whole lot for me to do to make money way out here, not being a driver, right? So digital it is. I just have to keep working it and figure out what it is that will make this successful enough that I get to have an income. But I have to do it without chasing money. I need to figure out how to bring the value. What is it that I can add? What is my contribution to this world? What is the thing that I can bring to people? What do I have in me that is of value to others? I've been married 45 years. That is the main thing I know, is how to be married. Maybe that's the next direction.